Okay, it's my day 12, and I'm going to be doing Kelly's booty workout. It's 32 minutes. It's for the butt and the thighs. Um, so let's get started.
This is fitnessBlenders Ultimate Butt and Thigh Workout. After a quick cardio warm-up, we move right into the butt and thigh workout. We finish up with a cool down and stretch. All you're going to need for this routine is a set of dumbbells or any other kind of weight and a stable bench or step. We're going to jump right into our warm-up cardio with 25-second intervals of each exercise. First up, we've got the boxer shuffle. Remember, we're doing 25 seconds each. Start it up. Starting off nice and light here, just getting those muscles warmed up and getting the heart pumping a little faster. I know it can be tempting to skip that warm-up cardio, but it's a very important part of your workout. It helps ensure that you can push yourself to your maximum during your actual routine, and it helps you avoid injuries. We've got about 5 seconds left. Next up, we're moving to butt kickers. Go ahead and switch. Now you're just jogging, but you're bringing the heel of your foot all the way up to your butt. This is a little bit higher impact. As you can tell, we're getting more and more intense as we go, bringing that heart rate up gradually. Move at whatever pace you need to, just keep those feet moving. Just try to make sure that you're moving a little bit quicker by the time you reach the end of this interval. About 5 seconds left, and we're switching to high knee pull. And switch it. So you're pulling up one knee at a time, bringing down your arms to meet that raised knee. This is just another range of motion that we want the muscles to be warm for, and it's an easy way to bring up the heart rate. 10 seconds left, just keep it going. We've got 5 seconds left, and we'll be switching to lateral jumps. Go ahead and start them up. It's okay to use a relatively small range of motion for these, but by the time you reach the end of this 25 seconds, I want you to be pushing yourself, jumping a little bit further than you were when you first started the interval. Stay low, keep the motion quick, and try to jump the same amount of distance on each side. We've got about 5 seconds left before we switch to alternating lunges. Start them up. Keep your weight evenly dispersed between that front and back foot. Keep your back straight and your abdominals pulled in. We're moving relatively quickly here. That's because we're doing just body weight. Later, once we've warmed up this range of motion, we'll be adding weights. And that extra resistance is going to make a huge difference in your ability to shape your lower body. Almost done. Next up, we're moving on to body weight squats. Only go as low as you can control with these, keeping your back flat the entire time. Keep the majority of your weight in your heels, your core contracted, and start the motion by hinging at your hips and not your knees. Really focusing on exaggerating that motion of sticking out your butt as you lower it towards the ground. 5 seconds left, and we're switching to a bodyweight deadlift. You can raise your arms above your head for a little extra challenge. Otherwise, just focus on getting this motion right. You're hinging at the hips and keeping your back flat the entire time. Keep a slight bend in your knees and really focus on squeezing your glutes to pull yourself back upright, squeezing them again at the top of the range of motion. 5 seconds left, and we're done with our warm-up. And there you go. Alright, moving on to your butt and thigh workout. We've got 9 different exercises. We're going to be doing 12 reps of each, 2 sets with a 15-second active rest in between each set. Grab those dumbbells and let's get started. First up, we have the deadlift. Everyone has different strengths and weaknesses, so everyone's going to be lifting something different. With that said, I want you to pick a weight for these exercises that is going to challenge you. By those last few reps, you should really be struggling without sacrificing perfect form. Form is most important. Stand with your feet shoulder width apart and slowly lower towards the ground, keeping your back flat the entire time. Squeeze through your glutes to stand upright again. Keep a slight bend in your knees and make sure that you're using the same pace on the way up as you are on the way down. You should feel this a little bit in your lower back, but mainly in your hamstrings or the backs of your thighs and your glutes. Make sure that you're really targeting that butt by squeezing at the top of the range of motion. Just a few more reps and we'll go into our first active rest interval. Last one. down. There you go. Set those weights down. Alright, this is our first active rest. This is 15 seconds of your choice of cardio. It can be as light or as high intensity as you like. Do keep in mind that the focus of this routine is on the lower body exercises. So if you find yourself having to move to a lower weight in order to keep up with the cardio intervals, then you need to choose a lighter form of cardio so that you can lift heavier instead. Choosing a weight that's heavy enough to challenge you and focusing on perfect form is the way to get around the lifted butt. Go ahead and get started. This is your last set of deadlifts. We've got 12 reps. A good breathing pattern for a deadlift is to inhale on the way down and then exhale as you squeeze your way back up. What's most important though is that you make sure that you're never holding your breath. Halfway done, just keep focusing on your form. Remember to be squeezing, contracting those glutes the entire time, especially on your way back up and at the top of that range of motion. As you reach these last couple reps, remember to keep that form tight and your back perfectly flat.
Just go grab it. You know where it's at.
Here's our last rep. Alright, moving quickly, you may need to drop your weight for this next one. We're doing weighted ski squats. So grab your weights, place your feet together, and drop down into a squat. Drop down as low as you can without rounding your back. So it helps to pick a spot on the wall in front of you and just to stare straight forward. If you start looking down, you're going to be more likely to cave your chest and round your back. This squat variation is great for your glutes, your inside thighs, outside thighs, hamstrings, quads, you name it. You can also turn this into a core exercise just by making sure that you contract your abs the entire time. Just a few more reps and you have an active rest coming up. Drop those weights and go right into your rest interval. It doesn't matter exactly what you're doing, just keep those feet moving. You want to keep your heart rate up. This lets you burn a few extra calories doing this routine, and it also gives your muscles a chance to shake themselves out so they can really give their full-blown effort to that next set. Alright, grab those weights, grab whatever you need to in order to challenge yourself without sacrificing your form. There's no reason to go heavy if you're not going to be doing the exercise right. One way to make sure that you've got your form down is to really exaggerate the motion. So tilt your chest up towards the ceiling to keep your back flat and really focus on sticking your butt out to fully engage those glutes. Make sure you're not holding your breath. Inhale on the way down, exhale on the way up. We're coming up on our last few reps here. I know my legs are burning like crazy at this point. If your legs aren't burning, then that means you need to pick a heavier weight the next time around. Alright, there we go. Next up we have the kettlebell swing. So if you don't have the kettlebell, don't panic. You can use your dumbbell in the same way. Just make sure that the weight is evenly dispersed between both of your hands. All of the power from a kettlebell swing should come from your hips. So let the weight drop between your legs and then push upwards through your hips to pop that weight up to about eye level. Your arms and shoulders are doing little, if any, work during this movement. It's all about creating that drive from thrusting those hips forward. For that split second that the kettlebell is in the air in front of you, squeeze those glutes like crazy before it drops back down. We're a little over halfway. Keep it going. Make sure you're never holding your breath. A good rhythm to get into is exhaling as you pop that weight back up. Especially with an exercise like this one, it's important to start with a light weight until you're very familiar with the form. Just a few more repetitions and we'll move into your active rest. And drop your weight. Pick your poison when it comes to your cardio. You can do something as easy as boxer shuffle or as high impact as high knees or a burpee. Just remember that your primary focus in this routine, the thing that's really going to help shape that butt, is resistance training, lifting as heavily as you can control. Alright, grab that kettlebell or your dumbbell. We have 30 more swings. Kettlebell swings are not only awesome for shaping the butt and thighs, they're pretty much a total body exercise, and they're also excellent for burning fat and a high number of calories just because of the number of muscles that they recruit. It's a calorie burning powerhouse, but you're also improving cardiovascular endurance, muscular endurance, and muscular strength all at once. Remember, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Once you get that rhythm down, it feels really good and you're going to feel really strong doing it. So over halfway done, just keep it going. Remember, the power of that swing to get up to shoulder height should be coming from that forward hip thrust. Really exaggerate the motion. Stick your chest up towards that ceiling and your butt out behind you, and then thrust forward with force to pop that kettlebell up. Last couple reps here. Alright, grab a stable chair, bench, or step. We're going to be doing step-ups next. We're going to be doing 20 reps, alternating the leading leg with each rep. So you're going to step up, up, down, tap that foot, and then that will be your leading foot on the next rep. This move requires some balance, which is great. That means you get to incorporate your core muscles as well as those glute and thigh muscles. Because we're only stepping up with one foot at a time, it gives us an opportunity to develop equal strength in both legs. Just keep it going. You're about halfway here. Just make sure that you're continuing to switch which leg is leading with each step. Check yourself for a somewhat relaxed posture. You want those weights hanging right underneath your shoulder joint, and you want to make sure that you're standing upright through the entire exercise. You don't want to cave your chest and be leaning over your body. One more and we'll go into our active rest. And there you go, drop those weights. I've got to tie my shoelaces, so you're going to have to start without me, but go ahead and start into that active rest. Now if you didn't break a sweat on that first round, if you weren't struggling with those repetitions, I want you to pick a heavier weight for this second round. 5 seconds left. 3, 2, 1, grab those weights. Remember, with as heavily as you can control, as heavy as you can go, keeping perfect form. Start it up. Remember, as you're stepping down, just barely tap that foot and then go right back up so that it becomes the leading leg on that next rep. Just alternate back and forth which leg is leading. Focus on really squeezing the glute of that leading leg as you do the second step-up motion. We're about halfway through the second set. By this point, you should be sweating, breathing hard, and your butt and thigh muscles should be burning. Just keep pushing, keep focusing on your form, and if you need to, you can always drop your weight. We've got about 5 reps left. Just keep going, keep focusing on your form, keep breathing, and keep pushing. I know it's hard work and that it can be really easy to get discouraged, but these workouts pay off. They're good for your health, they're good for your body, you're going to look better, you're going to feel better, so just stick with it. And there's our last rep, and now you get a nice long break. So you've got 30 seconds, go grab a drink of water, hit pause if you need a longer rest. Whatever you do, don't let your muscles get cold. Don't sit down and don't get too comfortable. Get ready, we're starting back up in just a few seconds. Our next exercise is a kneeling leg raise with a pulse. So put your body weight into your forearms and your knees.
Okay, one right there. the gummy one.
Often. It's because for some reason it's so short and not short. And then I was supposed to say, something.
I'm sweating, like ridiculously sweating. I'm dripping. Okay. We're not done yet.
Okay, we've got reverse lunge pulses. So you're going to take a step back, dip down into a lunge, pulse there at the bottom of the range of motion 2 times before coming back up and repeating on the opposite side of the body. Drop down directly between those 2 feet, keep your torso upright, and make sure that you're actually pulsing and not bouncing at the bottom of the range of motion. That will help protect your knees and make the move more effective. Now we're doing a high number of repetitions of these, 20 total, 10 on each side of the body. So make sure and get comfortable, make peace with those burning muscles because you've got a lot of reps to do. Just think of it as mind over matter and push yourself as far as you can before you need to stop and shake out those legs. If your form starts to suffer, drop the amount of weight that you're lifting or ditch the weights altogether. We're about halfway done, which means we're officially at the point where I am cursing myself for having us do 20 reps instead of 10. Just keep going though, don't get discouraged, just remember this routine works. These are some of the most effective exercises for shaping the butt and thighs, and you're never going to regret having finished this workout. Except for tomorrow when you might have a little bit of trouble walking, so don't quote me on that one. 5 reps left, just keep your form strong, keep pushing through those burning muscles. Here's our last one. And there you go. Okay, here's your chance to shake out your legs. Keep in mind, you can adjust to go to a lower weight if your form is starting to suffer during those last few reps. If your muscles weren't screaming, then you really need to step up your weight if you want this routine to work. Keep those feet moving. Start again in 2, 1. Grab those weights. Prepare yourself mentally for this. You know it's going to burn, but you know you can do it. Here we go. 10 reps on each side, 20 reps total.
Yeah.
Make sure that your knees and toes are pointed in the same direction. Keep your torso upright and drop down directly in between the distance of those 2 feet. Watch your knees for any sign of wobbling at the bottom of that lunge. If you see them kind of wobbling around, if they look unstable, you need to either lower your weight, drop the weight completely, and possibly even sit out a few reps until you improve your knee stability. As important as it is to be willing to push yourself, it's also important to keep an eye out for flaws in your form. You can always do a modification to make the exercise easier, but if your form continues to suffer, you need to stop doing the exercise and just aim to do an extra rep or an extra 10 seconds each time you have a go at it. But don't push yourself past that point where you're more likely to get hurt. right, you've got just 5 reps left. Just do your best to keep focused, keep your form perfect, and maintain control over your body the entire time. I want you to give me 2 more with perfect form.
I'm burned.
There's 1. Here's your last one. And you're finished. Good job. All right, next up we've got the clean and press. We're doing one side of the body at a time. We're doing right side first. Grab a weight that challenges you. You're going to be hefting this weight up to your shoulder using momentum. Use the power of your...
I skipped one.
Your routine. Next up is the curtsy lunge. Stand with feet shoulder width apart and then step behind and across your body, dropping into a lunge. Only go as low as you can control with this lunge and only add weights if you feel familiar with the form. Your torso should be upright and your toes should be pointing forward. Just keep this motion going. We're doing 10 reps on each side. Three different muscles make up the glutes. There's gluteus minimus, medius, and maximus. The curtsy lunge engages all 3 of those glute muscles as well as the inner and outer thighs.
Exhausting.
Just 2 more reps on each side.
Oh my gosh.
Alright, drop those weights and get those feet moving.
How is it? I need water. I need pizza. That's fudge.
You've got 15 seconds of active rest before your last set of curtsy lunges. Starting back in 3, 2, 1. Grab your weights. Stand up nice and tall. Step behind and across your body. Lower yourself into that lunge. Stay in control the entire time. Toes pointed forward, chest up, contracting every muscle group in that lower body.
2, 3, 4, 5.
There's your halfway point. Check your form, check your focus, and just keep going.
6, 7, 8, 9,
Just 1 more on each side.
10.
And you're finished. Good job. Last but definitely not least, we have 2 rounds of 10 reps of jump squats. Start with your feet shoulder width apart, sink down into a regular squat, and then jump up as forcefully as you can. I know that your muscles are probably burning like crazy from all of those other exercises, but just put everything that you can into these last jump squats. 2 more reps.
For a minute.
Alright, take your active breath, catch your breath if you need to, just keep those feet moving.
Okay.
You have just 10 reps of jump squats standing between you and a nice cool down stretch. So I want you to put everything that you have.
10 jump squats.
Start with your feet shoulder width apart, sink down into a regular squat, and then jump up as forcefully as you can. I know that your muscles are probably burning like crazy from all of those other exercises, but just put everything that you can into these last jump squats. 2 more reps. Alright, take your active breath, catch your breath if you need to, just keep those feet moving. You have just 10 reps of jump squats standing between you and a nice cool down stretch. So I want you to put everything that you have into for these last repetitions. Here we go, start them up. You need to be jumping upwards as forcefully as you can. I want you to have nothing left by the time you're done with these jump squats. 5 more repetitions.
7, 8, 8.
And there's your last one. You did it. Now all you have left is a cool down and stretch. We're going to be holding each one of these positions for about 15 seconds.
What?
We're going to start off with the light boxer shuffle, which is bringing the heart rate down gradually after those jump squats. Next up, we've got toe touch circles. Stand with your feet shoulder width apart, reach down towards one toe, round over to the other, come back up, and then repeat in the opposite direction. Now we're moving into a basic toe touch stretch, so just stay down there, reach for your toes. It doesn't matter how close or how far away you are from your toes, just reach to a range of motion that's comfortable for you. Next up, we've got the hip flexor stretch. You should feel this one in the leg that's behind your body, right at the front of your hip. Go ahead and switch sides. Next up, we've got the inside thigh stretch. So keep one leg straight, bend down with the other, and you should feel this all along the inside of your thigh. Go ahead and switch sides. Straighten both legs to come up into a wide toe touch. You should feel this stretch in your hamstrings or the backs of your thighs, as well as your back. Stand upright, and we're going to pull that foot up to your butt in order to stretch those quads, the front of your thighs. Go ahead and switch sides. Drop down to the floor, kick one leg out, pull the other one in, and then reach for the toe of that extended leg.
She's still stretching. I'm done for the day. Man, oh man. That was an amazing workout. This is my day 12. I feel great. I'm done. And it's early. The sun is still out, so that's good. All right, till tomorrow.